Hey Joe, thanks for sending the email. I downloaded all the videos, so I figured I'd do a video review going over all the videos with you so you can kind of see what I'm looking at. So for your pin squats, let's take a look. To me, it looks like the pins are a little too low. I don't know if it feels the same to you. So if it does feel like it's too low for you and you're going really far past your depth, it's hard to get down, you can raise it up a spot. If this is gonna hit and you can't raise it up, the other thing you can do is instead of taking the squat out of the squat hooks, is raise it up really high and just take the squat out of the bench hooks, and then this will be up way higher. So this will be all the way up here, and then you'll be able to raise this up one or maybe even two if you need to get to a better setting. But other than the setting, they look good. You control it down to the pins. You came up, knees stay forward well. So the pin squats look good, just if you need to make that adjustment to raise it up to a better height, then you can do that. Let's see how these last reps looked. Alright, so they look pretty easy. Let's go to the next video. We got bench press over here. So bench, remember this is your touch and go, so that's fine with the touch and go. We're not doing the pause here. So those look fine and looked easy. No issues there with the touch and go bench. Let's look at the next video. Okay, here's your pauses. 2 count pause bench looks good as well. And speed looked good on those as well, so no issues there. Let's go to our conventional deadlift. So conventional deadlift technique looks pretty good like it has in the past. You just want to make sure that you're getting your hips down to the right height each time, so you don't want to rush it. So here, your hips are down a little bit lower for your first rep, and as the reps go along, your hips get higher and higher, and you round your back. So here we're nice and low, back is straight. Here looks pretty good. Just want to make sure that we're not rounding, so you just want to focus on right there, the hips tucked in under a little bit. Nothing too bad, just want to make sure you don't hurt yourself. And then we've gone over it before, if you can, to point the head down a little bit, just so there's no strain on the neck. But if you're looking straight ahead, I mean, that's what you're used to, that's fine. And overall, that set looked easy too. Let's go to the next video. Got some squats again. So we have to just continue fighting the knee shooting back. Your first rep actually might have been the worst one, and then it's gotten better now with these reps. So this first rep might have actually been the worst one, where your knees all the way out here, and then now we're already here, and then now we're here. So about halfway up, you pretty much like used all your quads and you've tipped over, but you got better as the reps went along. Extra deep over here on your squats. But here now you're in a better position. And like you said, it doesn't feel like the bar's going as forward anymore on you. If those shoes feel better and you can keep your knees forward more, hips underneath you, that's good. Let's go to the next one. So this looks pretty solid too. Similar to the last set. Let's check out this one. Okay, is our boss squat. So good pause right there. So nice and deep, good pause. Knees are forward. You really just want to focus on driving the knees up out of the hole, which you do a pretty good job. You tip over a little bit on that one, but the speed was still good. So you just want to focus on driving the elbows down and knees forward and not tipping your body over. And then when you get to the heavier weights, hopefully that will transfer over as we're working with the lighter weights right now. Here's our competition bench. So it looked like the first rep looked good. Let's see if I can play this again. First rep pause looked good. Nice and long. Second one looked a little rushed. And then third one looked good as well. So if you can just get consistent where it looks like the first one, especially because if you're in Canada, you're going to get the long pauses. So if you practice like this, you'll be ready for provincials and nationals. So that's basically how I want all our pauses to look. And the speed looked good on that one too. Overall, the set looked pretty easy. Let's see what else we got here. And these pauses look pretty good as well. So those all look like solid pauses and pretty good set. Let's take a look at our overhead press. Overhead press looks good too. You're not using your legs anymore. We're just using all our shoulders and triceps. Full range of motion, no issues there. If you feel any pain in your lower back when you're pressing, you just want to make sure that you're squeezing your abs and keeping your ribs down rather than if you arch too much. If you're not squeezing the abs and you're arching too much in the lower back, then you can get pain. But if there's no pain, everything else looks good. Those are great. Let's take a look at our sumo deadlift. Sumo deadlift looks good. Hips are in a good position. Back is straight. Neck's a slightly better position than conventional, but if you still wanted to, you can kind of bring it down just a little bit. And instead of looking here at the wall, maybe you'd be looking a little bit lower at the wall, just so you're not cranking your neck back. But overall, technique looks good. Speed looks good. No major issues with our sumo. So we got another set here. Alright, so all around week 2 look good. So our pin squats, it was just if you need to raise the pins, you can. Touch and go bench look good. Pause bench look good. Conventional is just if you could fix your head position a little bit. Squats look good. Just continuously working on keeping your hips underneath you, knees forward and torso upright. Bench look good. Just focus on consistent pause that's like slightly longer than you think, just because in your competitions you might get a longer pause for OPA and CPU. And overhead was good, and conventional was good. So we can go and we'll update some of these numbers just to get you a little bit more volume. So like for pin squat, we'll do 6s again with 2.5 more kilos. And I'll look to update some of these other ones as well, just to get you a little bit more volume. So right now we're on week 2. So we'll try and get a little bump over here from week 2 to week 3. So I'll have to bump up with the bench a little bit and then we can pull up the deadlift a little bit, and then I'll send this over to you. All right. Hopefully that helps you out.